What's up, everybody? Welcome back. My name is D, and you guessed it, together we are Guiding D Light. Man, how y'all been? It's been a great holiday season. Hope you guys were able to have some of that holiday joy and really carry it out within, right? Everything's kind of settling down, coming into this new year. I still haven't looked too far into it to understand, what is this new year going to be achieving. Obviously, it looks like a lot of abundance, but we'll have to get back to you on that one. Just want to do a quick little catch up. Everything's going around, like I said, we're doing a lot of cleaning the last couple of days. 2 dogs and 3 kids. It's amazing what you find. But brushing up around the house. Hope you guys are all doing well. But really cleaning out for this new year to begin, right? And kind of cleaning out my thoughts, cleaning up everything. What it's brought me back to, the message of the day, is remember the light within, right? So I hate to look at it from a duality aspect, but it's important we understand this, right? We have light that shines, okay? And there's a force out there that wants the light not to shine. Okay, so those are the distractions, the X factors, everything in the quantum that some of us can't even perceive at this moment, but it's okay. With diligence and proper etiquette, you shall understand and achieve those feats. It's all one thing being able to see into the energy. It's another thing being able to feel and see. Putting that all together. Coming up through Christmas and that time, there was a lot of energy that was being forced down from the pineal gland into that throat chakra, right? So you felt that throat like gasping almost. That expansion of energy being able to run down into your heart to help those bottom 3 chakras was important. So I'm not sure who all felt on that, but that light was building within us, right? And the important message, right? Understand that there's a force out there that wants to put the light out, right? There's a darkness. There's things that we can do, right? We can make a bad choice, which we regret. And then we have these feelings, and then we have these mental thoughts about the regret, right? But it's just the deceit in the whole thing, right? Because you are purified, you are one, you are the light. But wait a second, you said there's something that's holding us back, right? Trying to capture or close the light, right? So the way I like to understand it, you got that sphere that's you. That's your node, if you will, right? It glows. It's a beautiful sphere. If you can find that sphere, you can find the color that you are. Right there, the color behind me, that's the color we see. But it's forcing energy, right? It's pulsating. And these shadows, these dark entities in the lower dimensions will hover over and keep that light from shining. Right? So if we can blast this light out and we can make it almost undesirable for these other entities to hang over us, right? We open the flower, right? We allow this energy to release. We bring more new energy in, right? But we don't get distracted by the things trying to cover us up, right? We just blow them off of us. Because if we get in the nitty gritty and we try to break these things down, we can get lost in our own mind, right? We can get lost in our own thoughts and our own emotions. And then what happens is we build a thought and emotion and a mindset around a certain object, and we actually give it energy we don't desire. And then it builds. And it takes like a real good, like a break, right? Like a real good cord cutting, breaking it, just a big clearing, salt bath, just a big time clearing to get rid of all this stuff. But then it slowly trickles back in. So if we can understand that we're the light and we're producing out, and these things are trying to come in and dampen us, we have to understand to allow ourselves to open up and expand, right? Protect our light with our layers, right? Our shells, but in the same sense, allow our light to expand out further and higher. So they're going to want to keep you depressed, down, not shining, right? So remember that light we hold within. It's made to shine, right? Don't ever let anybody feel bad about you for you shining your light. Now, obviously, don't be arrogant, right? Shine your light with bright respect and dignity, but if someone's dampening your light, shine it brighter. allow them to be the ones that drive the fork in the road. All you did was stand strong in the road, right? Come this way into joy, go this way into more chaos. I'm going to stand here and I'm going to take your hand either way because I'm going to hold space, right? So just coming back into that and understanding that, right? There's this duality aspect that we live in, right? A lot of people won't even take the time to acknowledge that there is a sixth sense, right? There is a spiritual aspect, an energetical body aspect of things, right? Because it's not in our linear 3D programming, right? So to break the program, just step into yourself, understand the light you can hold and you withheld and you extrude out, and then just extrude it out. Expand, right? Right now, I feel like this is just a time to just shine, right? Show everybody out there how much we can just shine. And when we all shine together, like the city effect of the lights, the more lights you have in the city, the bigger glow, right? The bigger pollution of the light you have. Well, if we can all shine really bright, think about the pollution of lights forces that we have on this whole planet, right? Just magnifying these effects. It's as always, there's a lot of things going on, right? Like I get distracted. I was watching a lot of football. By the way, wow, we've had some good games coming in. I don't know who all watches football, but it's a beautiful time for me just to not really think about the energetics, but yet feel into the game, right? It's like watching the game live, feeling the emotion of the crowd and the teams and all this momentum and how the game's really played upon with momentum, but yet it still has to do with skill and execution, right? It's always really fascinating to me, but when we think about it momentumly, we're at an apex of momentum building, right? Right before Christmas, we got all these gifts given to us, right? Some of us are maybe now just putting the pieces all together, but we have these new codexes, these new wavelengths of energy that we're able to produce through our body. And it's time for us to go on that magical quest within, right? And find out, fine tune, really dig into what this new expansiveness is happening, right? Because when you get to one level of understanding and awareness, you understand, there's not really much more there, but then fine tuning your own gifts, right? Bringing it back into your center and understanding, okay, when I go into these sequences, I'm really good at getting into the DNA, or I'm really good at getting into the 4D, or maybe a little bit more advanced, I'm good at getting into the 5D and using my 5D consciousness to drive my 4D. Right? These different layers add up. And you make your biggest transitions is when you flow into this, right? But then you're going to get that deceit. You're going to get that doubt. You're going to get these voices, right? There might be some of your guides that don't want to get up off the podium, right? So they're going to drive you back into the muck, if you will. Try to give you that chaos. Try to give you that delusion, right? It's time to get out of the illusion. Come into your discernment and understand how powerful we really are. Right? Some of us ain't been here for a long time. I'm one of them included. And we fractaled. But here as a whole, purified one, now standing here with you guys, I'm like, why are we still waiting? But then I understand, okay, we got to allow the consciousness to catch up. A lot of Mandela effects, a lot of things like John Madden dying. God bless him, and I loved him, but I swear he died like 5 years ago. And there's been a couple other things, like this one mechanism I had worked a certain way, and now it works backwards. And I'm like, and it has nothing to do with gravity or anything, but it's just very interesting how these functions of everyday life are slowly flipping, changing, and some of them are so minute we don't even see it. So when you think about that, you understand, okay, on a microscopical level, we're changing, right? Our bodies are evolving, right? If we allow these energies and this DNA activations to happen, we become more into that super unnatural energy, right? So the more we become into it, the more we can perceive. And then the more we've perceived, then we can start conceiving our discernment, right? It's a process, you gotta play this game and get to a certain place and then understand, okay, that wasn't the right route to take. And then sometimes back in your meditations or your sequences of getting out of getting out of your mind and getting into yourself, you come back to that crossroad. You do the sequence different. Now you're further down what would be called of the knowing, but the understanding, the respect, right? Because if you can't make consciousness decisions at certain levels, you can't be access greater consciousness at higher levels, because it becomes liability, right? How you wield your energy, how you use your energy, right? I went for a long time, about these last 2 years, I haven't really moved much energy, right? You know, when I first started getting, I like doing the chi ball, right? And you get the chi ball, and you feel it, right? The hands start lighting up, get the palm, and you just pull it out, right? Get that chi ball. And then you can just send it, boom, up in the air, and then rain down little tiny chi balls, and just, you can feel it hit your back. I mean, it's hitting your head. It's a crazy effect. That's like a joy ball release, right? I had all these other different sequences with lightning and stuff, but I'm trying to understand, what do I do if I stay calm and cool, right? I know I can move this energy. I know what happens when I stay still. And what do I learn, right? And what I've learned is you got to watch how you magnify energy, right? It's another important one that came to me, right? Even at work, I had to have a conversation with the boss that I got to be careful about feeding the fuel to the fire, right? So, we're getting complaints, but instead of being a higher person and taking the fire off, sometimes I'll throw a log on there and be like, yeah, you got to deal with this. I got to deal with this. All right, so settle down, I'm handling it, right? My mindset, it was like, okay, hey, I got all this, and we're going to be better in the future because I'm taking care of it. But then it was perceived differently. And, oh, well, he's complaining about this and that, right? So even with our day-to-day lives, right? What are we putting our fire into, right? Are we adding fuel to the wrong fires? We're spreading light into things that are absorbing our light, or are we spreading light into things that are magnifying, right? I love the torch analogy. Probably 4 years ago, a torch was handed to me from an ascended master. It was like I was blazing a trail, right? And I love torching other people, like lighting their torch, But when I light the torch of somebody else, that fire, my fire, goes to their fire. There's an exchange. So I'm responsible for both torches in a way. It's just hard to perceive and conceive, but if this torch starts fluttering, right, I've got the opportunity to come dip back in, but in the same sense, I got the opportunity to allow it to distinguish, right, expel itself out, but then I'm still holding space for when the flame wants to be passed back on. Because it's even happened with me, we get really high in tune, we get a lot of things going on, and the 3D world just kicks our butts, right? And it's really hard to move back into the flame, right? But that's what I was talking about earlier. If we can just expand out, right? Expel ourselves out. Allow everything to just clear, right? When we come back in, it's going to be more solid. I noticed it with cleaning the house, right? We had these chaotic energies of pre-Christmas, the elves and all that stuff. Now that everything's cleaned up, we got all the Christmas stuff out, mopped, everything's good. Put a couple new wax burner things in the wax melter, and it just smells so fresh and positive, and energy's moving, right? We got the feng shui back, right? There's not boxes everywhere, but and presents and all that good stuff. So getting this feng shui back, getting this energy moving, understanding this is what we need to do, right? Because if we sit and we stay stagnant right now, there's not a good word for it. My higher self's like, don't use regret. Because we don't want to have regrets. But there's going to be a diseasement because we didn't expand outward, right? And instead of going on this inner quest, instead of understanding what's going on, right? Allow everything to go crazy, right? 2021 was coming back to you, right? So come back to you, right? And understand the things that are driving you, the things that are expelling, altering you, right? And just allow that all to go. Kind of come back into the presence, maybe put a few goals down, right? Because it's always good to have a few goals to go for. the momentum, this energy that's pulling in. It's just, it feels like that moment a few years back when I felt that angel in the flesh, right? A full body radiance without even really giving it the thought. As I say that, my body starts to radiate out to you guys. So I hope you guys are doing well. Like I said, now's a good time to shine. Now's the time to create that glow of the earth. So brothers and sisters, keep that in mind. Let's keep expanding. You know, like I said, as this energy moves, if we can keep it moving through in us, right, and stay diligent, we're going to get more of that higher consciousness, the higher knowledge, to help build the discernment and get us going back through these divine timelines, right? Getting everybody off the loops and coming more back into a tighter path. And we've been doing it. We've been seeing it, brothers and sisters. It's great to witness, but you're seeing it in the flesh, slowly but surely. When we stay diligent, you know, we have to consume the dark, if you will. As cliche as it is, you know, light's already won. They can't manipulate new energy. All they do is manipulate the energy they already had. So we've already gotten a crescendo. We've got more of the control of the particles of energy, if you will. We can already make this transition happen. But in the grace of the Lord, you're giving those opportunities to people to maybe wash their hands, right? Turn back in some of the chips, to give up the reins, to apologize, to come back to the Lord, to forgive and be forgotten, right? So it's a slow process. Everybody wants a magical ball effect. They're like, you know, if you're some prophet or this and that, what the future going to hold. You know, it's interesting. We got a lot of things going on. You know, this is something that's always in my mind. You know, the baby boomers like created this service mentality, right? We got, you know, the plumbers, the electricians. You know, those skills and trades were there, but it was this baby boomer generation that really like made the service industry, right? And not only that, like in the manufacturing and industries as well. You know, within the next 5-10 years, all these people are going to want to retire, right? And if there's no one there to fill the service, to fill the position, now manufacturing, we got robots, we got technology, we can get a little bit of somewhere, but still, it takes good people to get out there and work. So if you're stuck and you're lost and you don't know exactly which way to go in life, look at doing something with your hands, being a trade worker, right? Electrician, plumber, just, you know, some kind of contractor. That works there's not going to be very many around in 10 years, right? So if you can build a successful business now and you can train people in 10 years and the demand is through the roof, well, you've obviously took yourself into abundance. So just little things like that. Obviously, this little light of mine is going to shine. Superman. Right? So we're getting back into the Superman. That supernatural human that you are. Yeah, there's this Christmas stuff and everything, and we get lost and a lot going on, you know, especially with the kids and everything. But now, we're coming back into Superman, right? So now it's time to purify, expel light. Right? How bright can you shine? How much juice can you radiate out of you, right? But in the same sense, don't use it as a malice thing. Just shine brightly and allow those energies to come and through and transmute out, right? When something comes in, you don't got to grab it. Who are you? What are you doing? Why are you in my field? No, just coalesce with it, right? Send it on its way. You know, we try to control too much at times. I'm guilty of it myself, but sometimes things are here to show us something so we can learn something, so we can understand and have an intuitive understanding linearly. And we force it away time after time. Just the other day, just today, I'm in there and I'm wiping the mirror. And like I'm looking at this corner and I catch in this corner, right, the brake. I catch myself looking at myself and it's just like these blue flaming eyes. And I'm like, whoa, that's cool. Right? But 4 years ago, when I was mentally unstable and something like that would happen, I'd be like, oh my God, there's a demon in the mirror. I gotta break the mirror. Yeah, you know what I mean? You guys understand me? Somebody's been there. You know, that's what makes it fun. That's why we can dice it up. And, you know, I've been there all the way to rock bottom. I've climbed out. I've jumped back into chaos more than a few times. But to be able to stand tall and proud outside of the ether on a different ether called the crystalline web, whatever you want to call it. I call it the blue magic. You know, if you can get in that blue magic ether, then essentially you can wield the ether to come into the blue ether. So we're slowly merging ethers. And the old ether is going to be taken over by the new ether. So remember that, guys. We're doing it. We're good. You know, maybe you're like, well, where do I go? You just always jump out in the ether and clean up whatever you want. If that's what you want to do. If you want to put in some light warrior work, you know. Leave the blue ether, the blue frequency. Leave that up to the crystals because we got this. We're slowly understanding the magnificence we hold. So appreciate everybody who's brought us to this point, all the support. Everybody who's done the hard leg works down on the ground, who's built the puzzles, anyone who's given me advice, helped me get out of my ego, helped me become a greater person. I got much love and respect to all you guys. It's all come together like a big Christmas joy, just a reflection. Just, man, I ate so much good food, had many good drinks. Like, I literally just got to myself back to that position of when, I don't know, say there was nothing going on in my life, right? I got rid of a lot of responsibility aspects to help dive deeper into how I can be a better person, a better man, you know, bring more light to this planet, heal more people, help more people, right? Because that's where the magic's at. You know, we uplift one, they uplift another, you know, the monkey effect. There's so many beautiful, bright ways to look at this. You guys, we're doing awesome. Just feel that gratitude and love and appreciation from me out to anybody who's, you know, been there on my journey. You know, all the subscribers, love you guys. If you're watching this video and you haven't subscribed, why not? Hit the like button, do all that bull crap for the algorithm, because apparently it really does help. And with that being said, guys, I'm D. I love you guys to death. If you're struggling, I'm back on the sessions. That was another thing. I took a break from the sessions for the holiday season, and that was good too, you know. It's really, truly interesting when you put yourself in a position where there's nothing crowding your field. AKA, not very many people are having thoughts of you. Not very many different things are happening around you. And you just kind of stay solid in your force field of holding your field, and nothing comes in and you break all these ties and all these responsibilities and everything. And you kind of come back into that kid mindset. It's been crucial. It's brought a lot of different perspectives back to me. You know, the simple stuff. It's always the simple stuff, like charging the water, right? Not saying weird spells that'll like put you in different patterns. Stay in the one pattern, the pattern of you, right? And as always, if you've been knocked down, you got to get back up again, right? Because they're never going to keep us down. And the more times we get up, the stronger we become. And eventually, when they knock us down, we fly. So guys, look to the sky, be eagles, spread your wings, let's fly. You guys stay awesome, be you. Till next time.